For the first time in a while, I'm actually underwhelmed by a character. Let's talk about it. What's going on, YouTube? Ledger here once again, this time again with some more Honkai Star Rail. And Jiaoqiu is here. He is upon us. And he's released and he's doing exactly what I thought he would do. But unfortunately, what I thought he was going to be able to do was not as good as I wanted him to be. Jiaoqiu is definitely a missed opportunity in my opinion. Not to say that he's bad. I don't want to just doom post him and make it seem like he's not doing his job or anything like that. Because he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's debuffing enemies better than anybody else can in the game, which is great. And because there's something that he is the best at doing, that does leave room open for the future where somebody needs debuffs, they're going to want Jiaoqiu over other options. But that person's not here right now. Besides Acheron. Acheron's the only one who really cares about it to that degree. So you look at Dr. Ratio, who wants debuffs, but he benefits more from Robin. I don't know who else wants debuffs over regular buffs, but you know, Ratio and Acheron are really the two main units that do that, right? And then you can also look at the fact that he allows you to do more ultimate damage, and characters that do that primary focus on ultimate damage, they all primarily benefit from one of the other three big Harmony units. Even Yun Li, who just came out, does a lot of ultimate damage and follow-up attack damage. Robin benefits more. You have Fei Xiao coming up, you know, and not to get too far to leak territory, but you know, I don't think Fei Xiao wants Jiaoqiu more than Robin, you know. You know, as you can see, Robin stocks are rising, but because of that, it's kind of holding Jiaoqiu stocks down. And because of that, I do find him quite underwhelming, because I was hoping that there would be some type of niche team that I didn't see that he would be the best in. Because typically when a character is released in Star Rail, there's always something that I underestimated about the character. Like I get the character, find more about him, things like that, and end up finding out something that I didn't, you know, think of before, you know? Like, for example, Acheron, when she was coming, I knew she was going to be crazy, I knew she was going to be cracked, but it didn't occur to me to try and use Sparkle instead of one of the Nihility units, you know? And then when Acheron came, then that's when I was like, oh, you know, this is crazy, this is great. But Jiaoqiu, that's not happening. I didn't get him myself. I'm skipping him because I want to go all in on Fei Xiao. But thank God for one of the people, my friends, if I believe his name is Darius there. So good luck, Darius. I'm able to use his Jiaoqiu and be able to test him out. What I've been seeing is that even when we look at Acheron's team specifically, Jiaoqiu, in terms of damage, isn't adding that much, because the Jiaoqiu that I'm using right now is an E2 Jiaoqiu, right? Typically, whenever I do testing, I'm trying to like see how good a character is. Typically, I try and use E0, but because I skip the character, I'm kind of at the mercy of whatever Jiaoqiu I can find. And the only Jiaoqiu I can find that's actually built is this E2 one here, so that's that. But even with that, even with his E2, the damage difference between him and Pella on the team in the same scenarios is not that big. Yeah, he's doing, Acheron does more damage with Jiaoqiu versus with Pella, but not by much, not by much at all. I believe I was doing a test, and with Pella, my Acheron did a 2.2 million burst, and with Jiaoqiu, she did 2.37, which is a very small percentage difference, and the enemy died either way. The main advantage of Jiaoqiu is how fast he can build up Acheron's burst, right? Which is fantastic, right? And that's going to make a big difference when it comes to that. But that's it. That is it. When it comes to dot teams, unless you have his E2, it's not really worth it to use him in dot teams. Dr. Ratio was good, but if you have his primary follow-up team, which is Robin and Topaz, then, you know, why settle for second best? For the people who are thinking of getting him, in terms of what is the most optimal thing to do for your account, I don't recommend this, because right now you have Sparkle on banner, right? And next you have Fei Xiao. Next you have Ling Shi, who's a who's a solo sustain. You do have some high value picks around him, so I don't recommend him in that sense. But as I usually say, Star Rail is a game where you can get whoever you want, right? You can get whoever you want if you truly favor them, and you'll be just fine. And Jiaoqiu is not an exception to that rule, because he does fit on a lot of teams. It's just that he's not the best option for it. But if you really want him, you can put him on those teams. You can put him with Dr. Ratio. You can put him with Argenti. You can put him in dot teams. You can do these things. He's just not the best option in these teams. But a lot of people don't have every character, so they don't have the best options for everything. So if you truly favor Jiaoqiu, you can use him on these teams, right? He is the best debuffer we got. Let's truly deal with him. You know, I don't think that he is an upgrade to anybody but Acheron. And for that case, I just find it not necessary to go for somebody like him. But if you do want him with the thought that he's going to get more use in the future, which he most likely will, then you're free to do so. And if you just like him, then, you know, feel free to get him there too. But I just don't have him as my recommendation. And yeah, I feel like this is one of the biggest skips that we've had in Star Rail, you know. At least with Argenti, who was another big skip, at least with him, he came out with Pure Fiction, where he was dominating him. With Jiaoqiu, that's just not the case. He's very necessary right now, and if it comes a future time where he's going to be more necessary, then I'd say you might as well just wait for that rerun in that case. All right. But let me know what you guys think. Right. It's not often that I really speak negatively about characters to this extent. You know, hopefully I didn't turn too many people off that really liked him. If you really like him, feel free to go get him. But for those of you guys on the fence, you know where I stand when it comes to that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think of Jiaoqiu? Who pulled him? Who's skipping him? Why are you skipping him? Definitely let me know in the comments down below. Like the video if you like the content I'm giving you. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you get more content like this. With on to here, legend out.